Welcome to this online yoga class. My name is Natalie. I will lead you through a 45 minutes Vinyasa yoga class. This class is suited for all levels. All my poses are suggestions. You can always change a pose according to your needs. Let's start. Come and sit on your mat. You can also sit on a block or a cushion. Relax your shoulders, relax your legs. Sit up nice and tall, lengthen through the crown of your head. And start to focus on your breath. Notice how the air goes in and out of your body. Make your breaths a bit longer and deeper. If you're familiar with Ujjayi breath, you can start now by tightening the back of the throat a little bit, sucking in the air through your windpipe, creating a hissing sound that's louder than your thoughts. If you're not familiar with Ujjayi breath yet, you can focus on breathing in and out through your nose. Then start to lift your pelvic floor and pull in the lower abdominals. These are called your Mula and Uddiyana Bandha in yoga philosophy. It's a gentle squeeze of these areas. It's for only 30 out of 100%. It will help to keep the energy inside your body and can also protect your lower back in some of the poses. Then set an intention for yourself, something you would like to focus on during the class today. If you're sitting on a block or a cushion, gently take it away. Gently open the eyes. Place your hands on your knees and start to make circles with your upper body. On your inhalation, your chest moves forward, you have a hollow back, and when you exhale, you have a round spine. You kind of hang on your knees gently. This is a nice and gentle way to warm up your back. And make sure you do the other side as well. Last circle. And interlace your fingers behind your back. Bring your chest forward, shoulders back. Inhale. And exhale, release. One more time. Inhale, chest forward, shoulders back. And exhale, release. Then bring one arm in front of you and then pull it towards you so you feel the stretch on the outside of the shoulder. Nice deep breath here. And come to the other side. So pull your arm towards you. Nice deep breath here. And bring your arms by your side again. Now make big circles with your shoulder. You can do this as slow or fast as you want, following your breath. So inhaling, bring them up all the way to your ears, exhaling to the back and down. And also the other way, from the back to the front. And then cross your hands like this on top of your head and bring your hand palms towards each other. Bring your arms back as far as you can. Pull in your lower ribs so you bring the stretch into the shoulders and arch your back. Breathe into it, nice deep breath. And come to the other side. So swap your hands, only the hands, that's it. And release the arms. Then with your hands behind you, you can choose to either only open the chest like this or at the same time lift the hips. So choose what's possible for you for 3 breaths. 1, 2, and 3. Slowly come back and come on all fours. So hands under your shoulders, knees under your hips. And then from here, bring one arm underneath with your hand palm facing up. Palm on that shoulder. Maybe you roll the head a bit more to the side, towards the back of your head. You can either bring the hips more to the side or keep them above the knees. We would like to stretch in a diagonal line, so starting from the shoulder that's on the floor, over your back. See if you can bring the stretch there. One more breath here. And then slowly come on all fours to the other side. Hand goes underneath, hand palm up. And find your way into the pose for 3 breaths. 1, 2, and 3. Back to all fours. And then from here we're going to slide our hands forward for puppy pose. Bring in the forehead or maybe already the chest closer towards the floor. After a while you need to lift or turn your head to make more room. But it might also be that you're a bit more higher up like this and then your forehead wants to come towards the floor. Tighten your Mula Uddiyana Bandha, so lift above the floor, pull in your lower abdominals so you bring the stretch in the upper back, not in your lower back. One more breath. And slowly from here, coming to child's pose. Big toes touching, knees hip distance apart, and bring the hips towards the heels. Stretch out your arms forward, or if you like, you can bring them by your side. If your forehead can touch the floor, roll it from side to side as if you're giving your forehead a massage. And then focus on your breath. Feel your ribcage expanding on the inhalation. And let it come back to center as slow as you inhale when you exhale. 2 more super long and deep breaths. Then bring your arms by your side and slowly roll up with a round spine. And then come back down again with an arched back, chest forward, shoulders back. Take your time, follow your breath. Pretend your spine is super flexible, like a snake or like a spaghetti. Last one, up and down. And then And we're slowly gonna come into downward facing dog. From all fours, tuck your toes under and bring your hips up. Feet hip distance apart. Hands shoulder width apart. Fingers widely spread, middle fingers facing forward. And then let's bend the knees and straighten the legs while you keep your arms long and your spine, sit bones up in the sky. Your legs don't have to go straight all the way, but make a deep knee bend, and then as much as you can, straighten them again. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. Then drop the heels to one side. I'm starting on the left, so I feel the stretch on the right side of my body. And then to the other side. Heels back to center. Walk the feet forward. And then have them hip distance apart. Cross your arms and relax. Have your knees bent a bit deeper so it's easier to fold forward and kind of rest on your legs. Shake your head, yes and no, relaxing your neck and shoulders. And then sway your body from left to right. Releasing any tension in the back side of your body. Then let your arms dangle. Bend your knees, hips a little bit more towards the back. Slowly roll up, pressing the feet down in the mat. And come in front of your mat with the feet together for sun salutations or your own variation. Inhale, bring your arms up, look towards your thumbs. And exhale, slowly bow forward. Inhale, come up halfway, lift the chest, look up. Exhale, jump or step back. And Satu Bandasana. Choose your option. Come lie down for cobra, chest up, or upward dog. And then exhale, downward facing dog for 5 breaths. 1. Push yourself away from the floor, from your base of your index finger and thumb. 2, sitting bones up in the sky, chest towards your toes. 3, 4, and 5. Look towards your hands, jump or step forward. Inhale, up halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up, pressing your feet down on the floor, lengthening. And exhale, bringing your arms down. We do that together. Focus on your breath. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale for 5 breaths. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Look towards your hands, jump or step forward. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, bring your arms down. We continue with Fricassana, tree pose. I'll be your mirror image. Bring your right knee up and then to the side and place the foot on the inside of the leg as high or low as you want. Can be with the toes on the floor. Only if the foot is above the knee, you can press your foot and leg into each other with equal strength. Shoulders down, lengthen in both directions. Press the foot down in the floor, lengthen upwards to your crown. And then you can either stay with your hands in front of your heart, or if you like, you can bring them up. You can choose. 3 more breaths. 1, 2, and 3. Inhale, knee forward. Exhale, face it down. Other side, left knee comes up. Open it to the side and see where you can place your foot. As high or low as is possible for you today. So the chest and navel are pointing forward, so it's a hip opener here. And lengthen and breathe. 3 more breaths here. 1, 2, and 3. Bring your knee forward and place your foot on the floor. Okay, now you're gonna step your right foot back and come with your legs like this, feet parallel, only about a meter distance. Then your right foot is gonna come out for Uttita Trikonasana. So I'm not your mirror image now. So just like me, the left hip goes to the left and your upper body goes to the right over your right leg. So make sure your upper body is not here, but it's on top of your right leg. If you can reach all the way down, your hand can come on the floor. It can also be somewhere below the knee on your leg. Now stack your hips on top of each other. Stack your shoulders on top of each other. Nice long arms. Keep reaching. Make sure you don't feel any tension in the neck. You can also look forward or down. And we stay here for 3 more breaths. 1, 2, and 3. Look towards the floor, bend the right knee a little bit, slowly come up, and then make a wider step, and then see if you can bring the right hand on the floor all the way. Maybe you have to use a block. You can also bring your elbow on your knee, and then make a long line all the way from your foot to your fingers, and open the chest up, look underneath your armpit. Make sure that the right knee doesn't collapse inside. Keep it on top of the ankle towards your pinky toe for 3 more breaths. 1, 2, and 3. Inhale, slowly come up. And then from here, you're going to turn your hips to the short side of the mat and bring that left knee on the floor. So you can do a couple variations. Your left hand can be under your shoulder, and then you can bring your right arm up like this with the knee on the floor. You can also do it with the knee off the floor. If you like, you can reach your arm all the way by your ear, making a nice long line again from your heel to your fingers. But if you like, you can also go more into the rotation and open up with your arm here. So maybe you can feel what feels the best for you at this moment. And then you do that for 3 more breaths. 1, 2, and 3. Bring the left knee on the floor, and we're going to go into lizard pose. So the right foot is going to come on the edge of the mat, a bit more wider, and then the right toes are going to point to the side. And then see if you maybe can bend your elbows here, or if you can be on the floor with your arms. You can go down even further, whatever is possible for you today. And focus on the opening in the hips from both sides, in the front and the back of the hip, for 3 more breaths. 1, 2, and 3. Now from here, I would like to go with you into Yogi Squat. So if that's possible for you, you can bring the left foot forward and you can step into it in one go. But that's not possible for all of us. So you might want to roll your mat up. Mine is quite thin today, but maybe you can make it into a nice thick roll, and then you can do it like that. So if I show you towards the camera, it looks like this. If you step your feet a little bit wider, it becomes easier, and you really want to have your heels on top of something. So if you would have 2 yoga blocks so they're the same height, you could do that. So try and find a way for you to have your heels supported on a rolled up mat or block or book, so you can come into this Yogi Squat. If you really have nothing you could use, then you could just, with your toes pointing forward, do a nice forward fold like this. Otherwise, I'll finish it off here. 2 more breaths here. 1 and 2. And then hands on the floor and step or jump your feet back and come into Chaturanga Dandasana and choose if you do Cobra or Upward Dog. And then into your Downward Facing Dog for 3 breaths. 1, 2, and 3. Now you can step your right foot forward and turn your body towards the long side of the mat, feet parallel again. Now you turn out your left foot, so both heels are in one line, both legs are straight, left hand comes on top of the leg as high or low as you need it to be, and then you're gonna stack your shoulders and hips on top of each other. So now we're back towards the front of the mat where you started, and in your triangle pose, wherever your hand can reach, you choose. 3 more breaths. 1, 2, and 3. Look towards the floor, bend your left knee a little bit. Slowly come up, pressing through the foot, and then make a longer step. So you can come in your side angle pose, maybe with the hand on the floor, arm by your side or in your fingertips, maybe on the block, maybe your elbow on your knee. So many options. Open your chest, rotate upwards, and make a long line from the side of your foot all the way to your fingertips. 3 more breaths. 1, 2, and 3. Press the feet down, lift your pelvic floor, slowly come up with the upper body, and then turn your hips to the front of the mat, the short side. Come with your knee down, and then the right hand underneath your shoulder on the mat, and choose. You can keep your knee on the floor, you can open up with your arm like this, or by your ear, and you can also do it with a straight leg, knee from the floor. So choose, and we will stay here for 3 more breaths. 1, 2, and 3. Knee back on the floor, lizard pose. Walk your foot to the side of the mat with your toes pointing to the side like the leg of a lizard. And maybe you can bend your elbows, you can come on your underarms, See wherever you are. It's never a competition. Where you are is fine. Make sure you feel a stretch in your hips. And then breathe into it. Whenever you exhale, letting tension go for 2 more breaths. 1. And 2. Then gently come up. And then depending on your level, you can either step straight into the Yogi Squat, or you need to roll up the mat or have some other props underneath your heels. So you can come into the pose. I'll face you. So prepare your mat the way you need to and gently come into your Yogi Squat. If it's not possible for you today, you can do the forward fold like I showed before. 3 more breaths. So open the legs, open your chest. 1. 2. And 3. And place your hands on the floor. And gently come in this forward fold. So if you were already in that, now do it with the knees a little bit more bent. And then dangle your arms, your head from left to right again, releasing any tension in the back side of your body. Then inhale, come up halfway, lengthen the spine forward. And exhale, jump or step your feet back and come lie on your belly. So we're all gonna lie on the belly now. Bring your arms by your side, hand palms facing up. Then first notice how your body is relaxing into your mat or floor. Super relaxed. Then tighten your leg muscles so your knees come off the floor, but not your toes, only the knees. Then push your hips down into the mat, so tucking your tailbone under. And then lift your chest from the strength in your back and gazing forward, but not all the way up with your head, so you have wrinkles in the neck. Keep your neck long for 3 more breaths. 1, 2, and 3. Rest it out on your other cheek. For 1 nice breath here. And then we do it again. Tighten your leg muscles, knees come off the floor. Press your pubic bone down into the floor and lift your chest. You might be able to do it with your fingers interlaced this time. Otherwise, keep your hands as they were. 3 breaths. 1, 2, and 3. Rest it out on your other cheek for 1 deep breath here. And then from here, bring your hands on the sides of your chest. Tighten your core muscles. Push up also through the hands and come into a seated position. Okay. We're going to start with bringing the right knee towards our chest. Flex your left foot, so no pointed toes, but flex it. And then let your leg rest to the side. You might want to use a block underneath it. Make sure that there's no tension in the knee. You can always bring the foot a little bit, move it to the side or the front. Both sitting bones are on the floor. Then lengthen yourself, reach up. And if you can bow forward. It's important that the pelvis tilts with you. So you might have to push your arms behind you like this so you can lengthen yourself if you're sitting like this. And otherwise, if you can fold forward, maybe you can wrap around behind the foot, or you can hold on to your leg or arms on the floor. Find a comfortable way into this pose for 3 more breaths. 1, 2, Inhale, slowly come up. And then the straight leg, so your left leg will bend. And then, if possible, the right foot on the outside of that knee. If not, it can also be in front. Then we're going to rotate our upper body towards your right leg, so towards the right. Both sitting bones stay on the floor. The hips don't move. It's only the upper body. So you could wrap your arm around the leg, reach up through the crown of your head, and gently rotate your upper body. So from the navel upwards, the vertebrae will rotate, but mostly in the shoulder area, the chest area. 2 more breaths. 1. And 2. Inhale, move forward. Exhale. Now when you come out of the pose, open up the legs. I will show it towards the camera. So if they're open for 90-degree angle, that's fine. If you can do the splits, you can open them further. You might have to bend your knees a little bit so you can actually bend forward and tilt your pelvis again. Or you can place your hands behind you and kind of push your chest forward and stay there. You might be able to go even deeper like me, but it's not a competition. So close your eyes, feel the stretch on the inside of your hips. Keep your knees and your toes upwards. And whenever you exhale, release any tension for 3 more breaths. 1. 2. And 3. Slowly come up. Maybe you want to help your legs close. And then I'll turn to the short side of the mat again, where you probably are. Now you're going to keep your right leg straight. So flex that foot, left knee towards your chest, and open it up to the side, making sure your knee stays comfortable. Then lengthen either with your hands behind you, pushing yourself up straight, or if your pelvis will tilt with you when you bend forward, you can come in any forward bend with your holding your foot or grabbing your wrist or having your hands on the floor, wherever you are, for 3 more breaths. 1. 2. And 3. Slowly come up and then bend your right leg and cross over. The left leg, if possible, can also be here in front. Then sit up tall. Don't move your hips anymore now, only the upper body. Hug your leg with your arm, and from that length upwards, rotate your upper body, looking over your left shoulder for 3 breaths. 1. 2. And 3. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, release your legs, and this time bring your legs forward with your feet touching and then away from you, so your legs are making a diamond shape. Then you can bend forward, and this is one of the few poses where you can have a round spine, so you don't have to lengthen it now. You can just relax into it with a round spine. You might be able to rest your head on your feet or maybe in your hands, or you could use a block to place your head on. It can also dangle in the air. Wherever you are is fine. Breathe into the stretch where you feel it the most, maybe in your hips, in your back. And then let all the tension go away when you exhale for 3 more breaths. 1. 2. And 3. Slowly come up. and shake your legs out. And then from here, come into the next pose, which is called camel pose. So on your knees, you're going to pretend your legs and your hips are touching an imaginary wall. And then you're going to place your hands in your lower back, if possible with your hands up, the fingers facing up. Otherwise, they will be pointing to the sides, which is fine as well. Then push your hips forward, so tighten your bums, squeeze the neck muscles, open your chest upwards, and stay here for 3 breaths. So making sure you lift up through your chest. You don't hang in your lower back, but you lift up. 1, 2, and 3. Inhale, chest up, and then your head. And rest it out for 1 breath, like this, if that's possible for you, sitting on your heels. We're gonna do it again, and then you can choose if you do the same, which I will call level 1 like this, or if you wanna do level 2 with your toes tucked under, see if you can reach your heels, push your hips forward and open your chest, or if you can do it with flat feet, level 3. So any level you are, choose and stay there for 3 more breaths. 1, keep pushing your hips forward and lifting up through your chest. 2, and 3. If your hands are on your heels, first place them back in your back and slowly come up, and then your head up straight. Let's sit down for a moment. Now we have 1 more pose I would like to do with you to follow up these back bends, and you're gonna do it lying down. If it's your first time, then maybe you want to have a look, because you can only look up. So we're gonna do Satu Bandasana or Uttanasana. So there's a couple of options here. The first option, level 1, is your arms are flat on the floor. Your feet are hip distance apart, knees above the ankles. You're only gonna lift your hips up, walk your shoulders closer together. If you have a block, that's nice. You could even place it underneath your sitting bone, so you don't have to do much work from your legs. You can just rest on the block. It has to be where you're sitting, your tailbone is. Then the next option is with your hands under your shoulders, fingers pointing towards your heels, elbows close together, so hip distance, shoulder distance apart, and then lift the hips and then push into your hands. See if you can stand on your head, but then make sure you keep pushing through the hands, elbows above the wrists. Then for some of you, you might be able to stretch out your arms into the full wheel. So wherever you are, stay there for 3 more breaths. 1, 2, making sure the neck is free from the ground if your shoulders are on the floor. And 3, now gently roll down. The shoulders are last to come on the floor. And we rest it out for a nice deep breath here. And then you can choose your own option. We're going to do it for 5 breaths. So level 1, 2, or 3. Come into your pose, hips up. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Shoulders on the floor. Roll your hips down. And let's have our knees to our chest. And gently rolling the lower back into the floor from left to right. Then see if you can cross your ankles, make your spine round. And if you can roll up and down a few times, with a nice round back, You can also roll on the side of your spine, up and down, for the ones that have protruding vertebrae or super nice thick yoga mat will also help that. Okay. And then you can now come lie down for the deep relaxation. Choose your own option. If you have a sore back, then you could place your feet on the floor and let the knees touch. You can also have a nice bolster, some cushions under your knees. And otherwise, your legs can be straight on the floor, like mine, with the knees and the toes rolling to the sides. If you're not comfortable lying down, you can also be seated. And then if you want, you can close your eyes. If that's not comfortable for you, you can keep them open and stare to a point into the distance. Now, if you're lying down, lift your chest just a centimeter. Bring the shoulder blades closer together and lie down fully on your shoulder blades again. And palms facing up. Roll your head from one side to the other. Back to center, chin to chest. And relax your head on the floor. Relax your neck and shoulder muscles. Relax your face. Your tongue is in the back of the throat. And as your body relaxes more and more, let the body take over the breath. You don't have to do anything anymore. You only have to be present. Keep your attention focused. You can choose focusing on your breath or picking a point on your body and having all your attention there. But make sure you're an observer. You're not doing anything. You're just being, observing with a calm, open mind. You can continue this mindfulness practice lying down. And my voice will come back in a minute. A funny thing happens when we start keeping promises to ourselves. We become unstoppable. Human behavior researchers used to think that willpower was a limited resource. When people became fatigued by delaying gratification in one way, they were more likely to go off the wagon in another. Or so the studies seem to demonstrate. But this theory of ego depletion recently has been cast into doubt. It's now thought that we don't run out of willpower, but we may run out of passion. We simply don't care about certain things as much as we care about others. So let's make promises to ourselves about the things that matter most to us. And let's cut ourselves some slack on self-disciplinary to-dos that are essentially trivial. Let's not sweat small stuff, but let's mindfully and tenaciously sweat the big stuff. Now think to yourself, to me, some things are important and some are not. I will keep promises to myself about the important stuff. And gently bring your attention back to the room where you are. Become aware of your body. Gently move your fingers and toes if you want to wake up. If you want to lie down a bit longer, please do. If you're ready to wake up, stretch out your arms, pretend you're waking up in your bed. And then bring the knees to your chest and roll on one side of your body. And gently use one hand to push yourself up to a sit, so we can end the class together with a bow. Come and sit up with your hands in front of your heart, your eyes closed for last time. And first think about your intention at the beginning of the class. Did you succeed? And then think about the story from today, about having passion and sticking to things that are important for you. So think of one thing that's really important for you that you are going to focus on today and the next few days. And then slowly bow forward with that in mind. And slowly come up. Thank you so much for joining. I hope you enjoyed. Have a nice rest of your day and see you next time.